That surprise that every captain that plays league football loves to hold above his head at the end of a season. The AFL Premiership Cup, Tony Shaw had that honour yesterday. Tim Watson missed out and so did Kevin Sheedy. They've joined us this morning. Thanks very much for coming in.
Morning, Bruce.
Kevin, did you feel as if that you're always slightly behind the eight ball after the extra week's break and the disappointing performance in the second semi? Was it just tough to get the balance just right for Essendon?
I think our problem at the end of the year is when we had the 5 or 6 boys out for the long periods, you know, the Anthony Danaher's for probably 7 or 8 weeks with a broken jaw, and Tim and Mark Harvey, and also Derek Kicker for about 5 or 6 weeks, and just that hard and match fitness that Collingwood looked like they had. Really, in the end, they did have it, and that extra week where they played another final really topped them off, and you know, it was probably one of those years where ending up on top wasn't a great thing.
You've been hammered twice in grand finals, once in '83 and once in '90. Is this a tougher pill to swallow?
Well, they're all tough to swallow. I mean, I've been in 1972 grand final where they kicked 18 goals through in the first half. I got a stiff neck looking at the ball going my head in the back pocket. But I think really when you look at it, when you're coaching, I mean, we've had some pretty tough periods. 81, 82, we won 16 wins and couldn't even get in the top 3. Yet the next year in 83, North Melbourne won 15 and ended up on top. And then we finally got to 83 and got belted. And in this one, I think that I think the game just toughens you and makes you more resilient to overcoming the barriers that are put up in front of you. And I think that that's one of the great things about the game. You just got to be tough enough to cope with it.
Tim, just for you, it's been said you lacked spark yesterday, not you personally. Did you feel the team lacked spark?
I did. I'd felt all through the finals that there just seemed to be something probably missing a little bit within the side, and I mean, it's very hard to put your finger on it, but we certainly didn't have much sparkle yesterday either.
Kevin, you're a very innovative fella. You want to put a couple more interchange in it on. Do you think that when there is a draw in the finals, not the grand final, but in the early semi-finals, that they should have something to get the game over on that day because of the extra day?
Yeah, I think you'd probably look at it. I think that as long as you've got time on. I mean, we played a game in Miami last year against Hawthorn and there was no time on and the ball landed in the grandstand and no one picked it up, and we were 3 goals in front, so that probably... If you're going to have that system where you may play an extra 5 or 10 minutes, you must have time on, because it's very important that with either team having turns with the wind and that sort of thing. So
you wouldn't want to see the grand final done like that, though.
I know.
But the games that preluded to it?
Possibly you could.
Yeah.
Kevin, it's a little bit early Sunday morning straight after a game, but 4 guys that I thought tried really hard just weren't there. Van der Haar, Madden, Danaher and Watson, not Watson, Harvey. What do you think their futures are when they've tried as hard as they could possibly go? Well,
I think that Vander's probably going to retire. I think he feels that in himself. I spoke to him Friday night before the game. I think that Simon didn't have a real top game yesterday. I mean,
but he did try, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I mean, Simon's still a good player. I believe that. Harvey's probably got to be looking at a half-back flank now. He's had a lot of injuries. He's sort of been very unlucky since his successes in 84 and 5, but he did hit a period there during the year where he looked quite good. So from that point of view, I think that he probably may be looking at, you know, moving to the back flank and possibly coming down the ground a bit instead of running in and around packs and that sort of thing. So, and the other one is Danaher. Terry. Oh, I thought Terry played quite well.
I thought he was all right. Kevin, did you think that the lack of maybe physicality or even physique in a lot of the players was a problem right throughout the year that was accentuated in the finals, or was just come up through the finals?
I think that's possible. I think you're probably right. I thought we lacked strength yesterday, and I think that's a part of having to build that into players when they come into a club. You look at guys that have probably got to bulk up a bit. I think Lee's been with that group of young players through from the under-19s and a couple of boys that they brought over from Adelaide. They've actually, like Francis and Russell, have got good physiques as well, you know, already.
Kevin, what was your honest appraisal of your 10-goal victory over the Eagles?
Well, it was very awkward to work out. I mean, we probably have needed real hard match fitness for a long time in getting the players to last that real tough finals. We did play the Eagles, unfortunately, with only 6 days rest, Ron, and nobody really had mentioned that we played on the Sunday and had to go and play at Waverley against the Eagles. So I felt that the win was sort of just a good win, but, you know, like really the last quarter was a pretty ordinary affair. And I wasn't sure whether it was because we lacked that hard match fitness or because we only had the 6 days rest.
A lot of unforced errors.
Yeah, there were, but I mean, I think that when you were probably hadn't played the matches for 3 weeks, that the decision making and the skill errors were down on the day for sure.